Welcome all. Good. We have seen the final shloka day before yesterday, or yesterday rather, which is the closure by Shukdev Goswami, who basically confirms how Sankarshana basically goes away from the vision of Chitraketu. Yeah, oops, why am I here? Wait, sorry. 64, 65. Yeah, so interestingly, Chitraketum Jagadgurum, there are a couple of points I wanted to kind of tell. One is, of course, this predominant question that we already have as to why Sankarshana. Yeah, of course, we'll complete the translations, but before that, let's do this particular bit of discussion as to why Sankarshana that he comes. So I think one of the aspects that we've discussed already also is the expansion is going on. This is the phase of Visarga. And as we know, as the current Sarga happens from Sankarshana becoming Mahavishnu, and from Mahavishnu, all the universe is coming out, and this same Mahavishnu then expanding into Kshirodakshay Vishnu and Garbhodakshay, or rather Garbhodakshay Vishnu and Kshirodakshay Vishnu. So when the yagya is happening, uh, the offering is going to this Mahavishnu, and the source of this Mahavishnu is Sankarshana. Yeah. So interestingly, we see therefore in many of the verses that it is Sankarshana who comes in, or rather who is been prayed to by all the various demigods, various people. That's one thought I had. I don't know if there are other scholars who have commented on this aspect as to why Sankarshana, but we can definitely ask out. But I don't know if anybody else has had any thoughts on this as to why Sankarshana. No? Okay, so I think we will talk to some of the some other forums. I will post this question and see if some answer comes out. The other bit interestingly also came about is, and I was discussing with my wife around this aspect of, imagine now why we come to the story of Chitraketu is because of the story of who's the demon? Vrittasura, isn't it? So imagine now, after seeing the Lord, how come a devotee becomes a demon? Interestingly, isn't it? So I think that is probably the answer that will come in the next chapters. But interestingly, if you have attained perfection, the definition of perfection itself becomes dented in that sense. Yeah, if we look at, but I don't know, again, I need to do some chat GPT and Google on this, and maybe see if other forums can help. I don't know if others have done this. But in fact, that is what I found very intriguing. That, of course, the final answer always is this Lord's Leela. Yeah. Maybe he wanted to teach Indra a lesson, and therefore all of this particular thing happened. But how come a devotee who has seen the Lord, and the Lord, of course, none other than Sankarshana, and in face to face, and has also heard the Lord in terms of his instructions. So that is one thing I want you all to keep in mind, and let's ponder over this particular thought as we continue reading this. Yeah. So that's the points I wanted to make. Sorry, I couldn't join in yesterday. So let's continue our reading. Yeah, Indu Mataji had a point. Go ahead, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, can I add some points
Yeah,
to
please, please. I was asking for
I
somebody
think
to add point.
I don't know I'm correct or not. You just correct me. That seeing Lord is actually not enough. For that case, Ravana has also seen the Bhagwan Ram many times, but
Or
also
Duryodhana has seen Krishna. Yeah.
yeah.
Hmm.
But then I
No,
think
no.
devotional
But those
service.
are, see, Ravana and Duryodhana are not the right examples here. Ravana and Duryodhana are demons. in the sense.
But I mean, for Ravana, he is the Jai Vijay. I mean, curse
Ah,
has been given by
correct. So
Sanat.
that story we know it is because of the curse, or rather, he was the that becomes the Leela of the Lord to make he wanted to taste Virya Ras, therefore that happens. Yeah, correct. So
So
yeah,
maybe
maybe that is also the point again that devotees have become demons prior to Chitraketu also, or rather after Chitraketu.
that's why its importance is given to the Nam Japa by the Acharyas. I mean,
Hmm.
Nam is important. Yes, of course, Lord is at the higher position, but ऐसा बोलते हैं राम से बड़ा राम का नाम. So like that. I
Correct.
don't know.
Sorry,
I'm
another
correct
point.
or not.
No, yeah. I think you're right. It's a very important consideration as to why the Lord, from devotees, he gets them to become demons, basically. So, yeah, and you've given good examples of Jai Vijay becoming 3 times, in fact. They
Hmm.
3 times they become demons. But sorry, another point. Go ahead.
Uh, I just thought maybe there is something lacking in the Chitraketu's perfection, or why he has to take a form of a demon. I mean, there must be some reason why he has to take a demon's form. Although he's a devotee or perfected, there might be something in his personal reason that he has to go through that, the yoni of a demon. So there might be some, maybe we'll come to know when we are reading ahead, why he has to take the birth of a demon.
Yeah, makes sense. I think just like the example which Indu Mataji is given, Jai Vijay also were devotees, but they failed to identify devotees. I think that was we know as Jai Vijay not knowing who the Sanat Kumaras were, and they kind of they didn't insult them. They just did their job, but their job resulted in an insult. That itself also became a reason for Jai Vijay to become demons subsequently. And maybe something similar is also probably in Chitraketu's case, that anyway we will see in the next chapter. But that is all my consideration of why I raised this point was to understand that even after being devotees, we have to continue being devotees and show devotee qualities. No, not that, okay, now I have attained perfection and therefore I will, kind of do whatever I want or offend other devotees. Okay, so that's one consideration. Yeah, Mamta Mataji had a point. Go ahead, Mataji.
Prabhuji, in Krishna book I read somewhere that if we see with purified eyes, like Krishna or Krishna's devotees, then only we get the derive the actual benefit.
Oh, is it? Okay, nice. Yeah, so if you see with purified, but then again, Mataji, to see the Lord, you need purification also, no? Upfront itself.
No, like it was there, like Kamsa saw Narad Muni. Because otherwise, like we can't see Narad Muni. Like we don't have that qualification. Like Narad Muni visited Kamsa.
Kamsa, yeah.
Who was not at all the level of like demigods or devotee.
He's not visible, yeah.
But he came and Kamsa saw him. So still he didn't get the.
Interesting. Yeah, that is also another angle. As to Kamsa seeing and getting the purification because of that. Okay. Sorry, Srinivasan Prabhu had a point.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, in Golok Vrindavan or Vaikuntha Dham, will the Lord be doing preaching? Will the devotees have doubts to ask the Lord that the Lord will tell what is right and what is not right? Will that be happening there, or will there just be only devotional service happening there and the Lord being pleased at the devotional service of the devotees? So if that is here, I felt that it was It was not Vaikuntha Dham or Goloka Vrindavan where Anantadeva was talking to Chitraketu by giving him
He was in the material world. Yeah. He came in.
advice. In fact, I found it very specific when he said that by marrying and staying with a wife, you think that you will attain happiness, but in fact, it is distress. So this was, I felt that it was clearly targeting at Chitraketu for him being in his whatever that dismay that he was having.
With million wives. Yeah. With million wives and child.
Yeah. So he.
So yeah, you're right. Maybe it was targeted because Chitraketu was thinking that that was real happiness, having million wives. And that is what probably he was, yeah. Okay, sorry, Niti Mataji had a point, go ahead. No? Okay, great. So yeah, Aruna Mataji has posted. Aruna Mataji, go ahead.
Prabhuji, I have searched in Google, and our next chapter is about
Exactly.
Mother Parvati curses Chitraketu. So I think that's the reason he gets the birth as a demon.
Also imagine how much powerful are devotees of the Lord. Yeah, so therefore, in no way can we offend them even in any way. Yeah, and even in fact, Jai Vijay did the same thing, right? Yeah, so
here also the devotee of Lord Krishna is getting cursed. Because of that, they have to take the birth of a demon,
of a
like
demon
Jai
by
Vijay
another
from
devotee of
Sanat
Lord Krishna.
Kumar.
Cursed by another devotee of Lord Krishna.
Cursed by another devotee of Krishna, correct? Not Lord Krishna.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Prashant, would you go ahead?
Prabhuji, this entire fifth canto, it is on the creative impetus. So the last heavenly planet that we see in 5.24 and 25, it talks about Anantadeva's planet below Patala Loka. So even below the hellish planet, this heavenly planet is being described. So probably, the prescribed duties of mankind, it better comes from the at least topmost material world. So the entire 5.24 and 25, it talks about the glories of Ananta. So that is the reason why, Shukadeva Goswami, to keep it cogent for us, and also to probably to keep the lineage, because the initial narration also, we say that we hear that when Lord Sankarsana as Anantadeva narrates to Narada, Shukadeva is also there. So probably to keep that, these instructions are coming from the authoritative lineage, Chitraketu meets within this creative, probably Anantadeva. So after that chapter, we are going for prescribed duty. So that is the last in the fifth canto, 5.24 and 25, glories of Anantadeva. So there are a lot of descriptions of him being Lord Rudra, Shiva, and being Tamasi.
He expands further.
Expansion. So probably that being the most authoritative, at least for our level. So even within grade 12, though we have UGPG, at least for grade 12, he is the topmost authority.
Makes sense. Exactly. Yeah, that is a good explanation. Yeah. Okay, great. Yeah, Niti Mataji, go ahead.
Yeah, Prabhuji, I just wanted to confirm, in Narad Muni, he is such a renowned sage, directly a son of Lord Brahma itself. But still, he keeps preaching the Lord's name. So, for your point, they say that devotee should never, stop preaching or stop worshipping Lord. So he is a perfect example
Good
of.
example, yes.
And moreover, Prabhuji, in his previous Janam, Narad Muni, he was born in a very low caste family.
Yeah.
But still, he had so much faith in Lord's worship that even, God had to come and give him a blurred image that your prayers are still not over. So maybe in most of the cases, Lord is not visible, or Lord, even when you were talking in the last class, like the spiritual gurus, even the spiritual masters, they fail at times in their worship. They fall down to the material world even after attaining such. So maybe they are still not, because of their karmic reactions, they are still not that level
fully perfect.
They can see that God, or see God, Leela, or God, clear picture of God, because God knows that when you are perfect enough to see me. So that maybe perfection is still not attained in
Still
them.
not attained for. Yeah, the perfection still has a dent is what I was making point. Very nice, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Okay, great. So I think, yeah, I wanted to cover some of these points in yesterday's class before we kind of progress to the summary. But yeah, whatever has happened. Let's now progress and complete our summary. But I think a lot of points for us to do manan on as to what is the level of perfection the Lord requires. Yeah, and where are we in terms of that perfection? Yeah, so that's the key takeaway for for our thinking is what I wanted to bring about. Okay, so let's read next one. Yeah, Srinivasan Prabhu can read next 5.
Hare Krishna. Text 46. O unlimited supreme personality of Godhead, whatever a living entity does in this material world is well known to you because you are the super soul. In the presence of the sun, there is nothing to be revealed by the light of a glowworm. Similarly, because you know everything, in your presence, there is nothing for me to make known.
Make known. Yeah, so the Chitraketu's prayers are continuing, and he is clearly talking about the comparative study of what the living entity does in the material world, and as to compared to the super soul or the supreme Lord. It's as good as a glowworm trying to glow in the sunlight. Okay, next.
Hare Krishna. Text 47. My dear Lord, you are the creator, maintainer, and annihilator of this cosmic manifestation. But persons who are too materialistic and who always see separatedness do not have eyes with which to see you. They cannot understand your real position, and therefore they conclude that the cosmic manifestation is independent of your opulence. My Lord, you are the supreme, pure, and you are full in all 6 opulences. Therefore, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you.
So this is also a simple answer to a lot of people who say, no, show me God. Arey, औकात है क्या God देखने का? Is the kind of a point which Chitraketu is making, because those who are too materialistic and who always see separateness, they see Jiva, the world, the body as everything away from Lord. They see everything separate from the Lord. They will never be able to see Lord. Yeah, that's the key point. Therefore, this is what we have to overcome. If we have to see Lord, this we have to overcome, and there is a process to overcome this, the process of devotional service, basically. And then when we come to that particular level, then we understand how the Lord is so supreme pure. We say that, that in fact, there's an analogy we give during our Damodar Arti, is if the Lord, if a dog basically he wants to sit in a place, yeah, he will clean the place with its tail and then he will sit in that place. He will not sit in something very dirty. He will try to clean that place and then sit. Now imagine if that dog wants to sit in a clean place, will God come in and sit? Yeah, in our he's already there, but will he show us? First we have to clean, yeah, our internal kachra. And therefore the Lord is therefore supreme pure. So we have to come to a level of purity. In fact, the analogy comes in because we talk about the Lord being Makhan Chor. And what is Makhan? Makhan is really, really purified soft butter, isn't it? So our heart has to be like Makhan for the Lord to come in and enjoy and sit there, basically. So that is the supreme purity which Chitraketu is referring to here. Okay, next.
Text 48. My dear Lord, it is after you endeavor that Lord Brahma, Indra, and the other directors of the cosmic manifestation become occupied with their activities. It is after you perceive the material energy, my Lord, that the senses begin to perceive. The Supreme Personality of Godhead holds all the universes on his heads like seeds of mustard. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you, that Supreme Personality who has thousands of hoods.
So he's talking to Anantadeva, or he's seeing the real form of Anantadeva with the multiple thousands of hoods. And of course, he is the creator of this entire universe. So he's praying to this personality. Next.
Text 49, Sukadeva Goswami continued, the Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Ananta Deva, being very much pleased with the prayers offered by Chitraketu, the king of the Vidyadharas, replied to him as follows, O best of the Kuru dynasty, Maharaja Parikshit.
Yeah, go ahead.
Text 50. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Anantadeva, replied as follows. O King, as a result of your having accepted the instructions spoken about me by the great sages Narada and Angira, you have become completely aware of transcendental knowledge. Because you are now educated in the spiritual science, you have seen me face to face. Therefore, you are now completely perfect.
Yeah, so that's the question, key question that I was saying. You have seen face to face and you are now completely perfect. Lord is announcing. Still, he has to take a birth of a demon. Interesting. Okay, next 5. Yes, Soumya Mataji, go ahead.
Hare Krishna. All living entities, moving and non-moving, are my expansions and are separate from me. I am the supersoul of all living beings who exist because I manifest them. I am the form of transcendental vibrations like Omkara and Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, and I am the supreme absolute truth. These two forms of mine, namely the transcendental sound and the eternally blissful spiritual form of the deity, are my eternal forms. They are not material.
So we discussed this as to how the Lord descends in this material world or manifests in this. He's already there in the material world. How does he manifest? So that we can, with our dull senses, we can perceive him. That is through the deity and through the sound vibration of Hare Krishna mantra. Okay, next.
Text 52. In this world of matter, which the conditioned soul accepts as consisting of enjoyable resources, the conditioned soul expands, thinking that he is the enjoyer of the material world. Similarly, the material world expands in the living entity as the source of enjoyment. In this way, they both expand, but because they are my energies, they are both pervaded by me. As the Supreme Lord, I am the cause of these effects, and one should know that both of them rest in me.
Yes. Yeah. So again, the Lord's position as the supreme enjoyer, as well as the perceiver. I mean, or the not manifester, rather, the container of both himself and the world within him. Next.
Text 53-54. When a person is in deep sleep, he dreams and sees in himself many other objects, such as great mountains and rivers, or perhaps even the entire universe, although they are far away. Sometimes, when one awakens from a dream, he sees that he is in human form, lying in his bed in one place. Then he sees himself in terms of various conditions as belonging to a particular nationality, family, and so on. All the conditions of deep sleep, dreaming, and wakefulness are but energies of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. One should always remember the original creator of these conditions, the Supreme Lord, who is unaffected by them.
So the 3 activities of the jiva in the 3 states of mind. Next.
Text 55. Know me to be the Supreme Brahman, the all-pervading Supersoul, through whom the sleeping living entity can understand his dreaming condition and his happiness beyond the activities of material senses. That is to say, I am the cause of the activities of sleeping living being.
Yeah, so the Shushupti, as well as the wakefulness, the dreaming state, as well as the wakeful state, Jagruti, Swapni, and Shushupti, all 3 activities are controlled by the Lord. Okay, next 5, yeah, Prashant Ravi.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. On the point of Bhagavan declaring that, you have attained perfection, just one thought struck. See, I mean, after this only Chitraketu attains the demon position. So when we assume that, Bhagavan says you have attained perfection, we assume that, he has to be immediately liberated. And probably here, Dhritarashtra has, the knowledge to advise to somebody so materialistic like Indra. So that takes so
Very nice. Yeah.
could have chosen him for doing that job, and then eventually he'll be liberated. So when we assume that perfection need not be attained only at Vaikuntha, so probably like Nitya Mukta, I mean, he knows that, he's a very well-trained cadet. So cadets, they will send into a quicksand. They know that they will not go into the quicksand. They will go and bring more people out. So,
Yeah, very
devotee-
nice, very nice. No, I was saying interestingly, actually, even when if we are perfect, even in this life, we do not get liberation directly. We go into a lot of other universes where the Lord is doing his leelas, and we take part in those leelas because there are a lot of desires that we have also had in terms of when we are doing our devotional service. We have also said, "Oh Lord, please also involve me in your Leela. I want to see you in you this action. I want to see you here. I want to see in your dancing on Kaliya form. Maybe there's some desire we might have had." Yeah, and therefore, wherever Krishna is doing his Krishna Leela, the devotees go there as Gopa boys or as trees or as or whatever. So you're right in that sense that even though devotees attain perfection, they still probably remain to complete their karmic reactions, but those are used only for the Lord's preaching, basically. Very
Yes,
nice.
this came yesterday as part of the Ramayana Katha in Vibhishana Sharanagati. Unfortunately, that entire thing is in Tamil. But there, Vibhishana, there is a shloka in Srimad Ramayanam 6.18. I don't remember the shloka number. Rama apologizes to Vibhishana. So when Vibhishana comes to Rama, he gives the surrender and he leaves Ravana and comes to Rama's side. So what happens first? He's tormented by Ravana, and then after coming to Sugriva and the monkeys also hit him. They try to drag him away. After all this, after giving the Sharanagati and doing the Pattabhisheka for Vibhishana, Rama apologizes to Vibhishana to tell that I am sorry, I put you in a situation where you were with a bad brother and you were, hit by the monkeys. So the distress of the Jiva also, Bhagavan apologizes that, I have delayed. I should have come to you and saved you, but I made you come to save me. So though Krishna uses for his Leela, he is apologizing to Vibhishana.
Interestingly, the position of Vibhishana is also again in yesterday's Ramayana's Katha. In the Nam Ramayana, this comes that when in the Sundarakand, when Hanuman lights fire to the whole of Lanka, only two places do not get fire. And one of them, interestingly, is Vibhishana's house. Of course, others is Ashokvati, because Sita Mata is there. But the other place is Vibhishana's house. That also does not get affected by fire because Ram Nam is going on. So that is the, of course, the greatness of, and still he also still gets tested, imagine. Very
And
nice
the
point. Very nice.
backstory to this that Vibhishana is actually in this birth he would have received a boon from Lord Brahma that wherever Vibhishana is there he is for it is for Vibhishana to preach dharma. That is why he is always so maybe from that angle also that is why the his palace.
His palace does not get affected.
Yes.
Because Ravana has immortality, Brahma grants him. Then Vibhishana also follows. All three brothers, Kumbhakarna, all of them are doing 1,000 years penance. And eventually they ask different forms of immortality. So Vibhishana also asks for immortality. Then Ravana is surprised. He says, you are a dharmic fellow. Why do you want immortality? He says, you will be immoral. I want to be with you to at least protect you.
Interesting. Yeah, Indu Mataji had a point.
Yes, Prabhuji. I mean, Lord's devotees always take every situation, condition as a mercy of Lord. So, Kshetraketu was cursed by Mata Parvati, but still he has taken that condition as a mercy of Lord.
As a method of preaching.
So, yeah,
method of preaching Indra.
I don't remember, but Bhagavan has stated somewhere, I don't know, it's in Bhagavatam only, that Vitrasura is one of my great devotees. So he stated that Vitrasura's name.
Yeah, here it comes. Is it okay?
So it's like that. Even if the Chitraketu has taken a birth of demon, but it's he has taken it as a mercy of Lord. So maybe because something like that.
Probably. Very nice. Okay, great. So I think we are out of time, but I think good discussion, a lot of good Manan points. We will do the remaining 10 shlokas tomorrow. So let's close for the day with closing prayers. Yeah, Prashant Prabhuji can do closing prayers.
सर्वस्य प्रभवो मत्तः सर्वं प्रवर्तते इति मत्वा भजन्ते मां बुधा भावसमन्विताः मच्चित्ता मद्गतप्राणबोधयन्तः परस्परं कथयन्तश्च मां नित्यं तुष्यन्ति च रमन्ति च तेषां सततयुक्तानां भजतां प्रीतिपूर्वकं ददामि बुद्धियोगं तं येन मामुपयान्ति ते तेषामेवानुकम्पार्थम् अहमज्ञानजं तमः नाशयामि आत्मभावस्थो ज्ञानदीपेन भास्वत अहमेवासमेवाग्रे नान्यद्यत् सदसत्परं पश्चादहं यदेतच्च योऽवशिष्येत सोऽस्म्यहं ऋतेऽर्थं यत् प्रतीयेत न प्रतीयेत चात्मनि तद्विद्यादात्मनो मायां यथा भासो यथा तमः यथा महान्ति भूतानि भूतेषु चावचेष्वनु प्रविष्टानि अप्रविष्टानि तथा तेषु न तेष्वहम् एतावदेव जिज्ञास्यं तत्त्वजिज्ञासुनात्मनः अन्वयव्यतिरेकाभ्यां यस्या सर्वत्र सर्वदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.